Welcome, everyone, to week one of our Balanced Moon Yoga Therapy study. I'm Stefanie Jillian, yoga therapist and integral health practitioner. We are really excited to have you here on this journey with us. I'm going to go over a few housekeeping items, and then we'll get into this week's topic, which is the root chakra. So, as of now, everybody in the study should have been invited to join our private group through our Las Vegas Yoga Therapy website. If you're having trouble finding it, no worries. There's an app you can download onto your phone and you can find it that way. Or if you want to use a desktop, I'm going to share my screen and show you how to find it now. When you go to the LV Yoga Therapy homepage, it looks like this. By the way, we're doing a retreat this August in Idaho. And we are doing a networking mixer really soon. It's going to be April 27th from 3 to 6 p.m. It's $25 to join. There's free food, and you can promote your business. You can learn about other people in the area, other holistic practitioners, and just really fun way to get together with like-minded people in our growing city. All right, so to find your group, you're going to go to where it says more, hover over that, scroll down to groups, and then you'll click request to join. You already received a invitation from me using your email, so you're going to use that email to sign up. So click sign up, however way you want to do it, Google or whatever, but use the email that I sent the invite to, so the one that we've been communicating with. Once you do that, it will look like this. So once you're logged in, it looks like this. We've got our post, welcome to the community. And each week, you're going to have breathing exercises, poses, and a meditation. Those are going to be posted to YouTube. But to make it easy, I'll make a post just like this, root one or week one, root chakra. Then next week it'll say week two, sacral chakra, yoga, breathing, and meditation. And then here are the links for the YouTube, and I put how long they are so you can gauge what you want to do during that time when you have time. The breathing exercises, you could do those every day. The additional poses, same thing. They're just three simple poses that you could do every day during that week. The yoga nidra meditation and the asana at least one time, but you could do that as many times as you like throughout the week. But that's how you, and I'll click so you can see how it takes you right to the YouTube. And of course, I always appreciate it if you could subscribe to our YouTube channel, like it. I just started it this week, so we're growing it. And this would be the 17-minute yoga asana video. And you'll hear me and some of our sound healing music in the background as well. So that's how that works. Then we also have an art therapy exercise and a journaling exercise. I invite you to complete those. I don't need to see your project, your writing. It's all about an inner working throughout these 8 weeks together. However, this is a private group. As you saw, you need the invitation to join. So if you feel called to post your artwork or any journal prompts, responses, there's a way to do that. You would hit comment, and then you can add images, you could add video, you could add anything you like, links, all that good stuff to share and grow our own community right here within our private group. Same thing. So this week, the art project is to draw your roots these roots can grow from your feet, your heart, a tree, your home. It can be abstract. And then you're going to label your roots with words, symbols, colors, things that represent people who support you, places that you feel safe, practices that ground you, your personal strengths, remember memories that remind you of who you are, and you can use anything. So that's just an example. It could be markers, it could be paints, you could cut things out. You could do Canva, as you see below. I used Canva for our example. And the hertz here, 396 hertz, is associated with the root chakra, which is the bijou sound of lam. So if you wanted to even put your fingers in the mudra noted here and chant lam, it is a wonderful practice of meditation, having a mantra, a word to assign your mind to, because we like to start thinking about our shopping list and what happened 10 years ago and all these things that hijack the mind. So, all the word is for a mantra, it's just a word that your mind doesn't assign too much meaning to that you could repeat. And so, since it is the root chakra week, you could use that and you could listen to 396 hertz. So when that is in the do re mi scale, it's the first one. So it's do, so do, and lam, lam. You don't have to do the hand mudra. A mudra is a yoga pose for your hands. Um, lam, or you could have your hand on your belly, one hand on your chest, and lay down. Lam, and you say it in your mind, but lam. It's just some examples and how you can incorporate the roots into your artwork. This would be like not feeling super grounded. Your roots have been cut, but when we get in the bubble, things start to find more balance. That's my interpretation for my art project. I can't wait to see what you come up with. And then our root chakra journaling prompt. This invites you to slow down, connect with your inner self, and you can go through this when you have time. Again, feel free to comment your responses or you can keep them to yourself, but we would like you to record how it makes you feel. So when you do your daily check-in, you can note, I did journaling today. I felt this way. I did yoga asana today. I felt this way. If you have any issues getting the daily tracker, if you need hard copies, please meet up with me. I can get you some more, or you can just use your phone screenshot and enter it that way. All right. We're going to move on to our discussion on the root chakra itself. The root chakra is our base, and we can think about how does our mind kind of hijack our thoughts, and how can we use the root and our base to find balance, right? The two opposite ends of the body. There's a Yoga Sutra that translates to in English, yoga is the cessation of the fluctuations of the mind. Basically, yoga and meditation can allow you to find a state of inner calm by quieting the fluctuations of the mind. Think for a moment, how does not feeling grounded affect your body or your mood, your mind, your breath? Feeling ungrounded can have a significant impact on your mood, and this can especially be highlighted around our moon cycles. The root chakra is associated with grounding, stability, and security, and it plays a crucial role in influencing our emotional well-being. In yoga, we talk about the mind, body, and breath connection. So we're going to practice for just a moment to see if we can strengthen this with the breath. So we're going to use the mind to to control the movements. So the mind controls the movements, and then we link the mind, the body that's moving to the breath. So 3 times, if you're able to take your arms out, and as you inhale, the arms come up. Exhale them down. Belly comes in when you exhale. The belly's going to get full, stick out as you inhale again. We connect body, mind, breath. Push the belly out. Exhale. One more time. Breathe and exhale. Just close your eyes for 3 seconds. And how do you feel? Do you feel more grounded in just that simple practice? The root chakra in Sanskrit is known as the Muladhara, the foundational energy center located at the base of the spine. That's why we're starting with this, and we're going to work our way up. It's associated with feelings of safety, stability, and grounding. When the root chakra is balanced, it provides a solid foundation for emotional well being, promoting a sense of security and connection to the present moment. So, this chakra is vital for establishing safety in your life, in yourself, and navigating the challenges of life with resilience, with your flexibility, because you're grounded in yourself. If you're not grounded, think about a tree that's in a pot versus one that's rooted in the ground. We get these strong vagus winds, and the pot is going to knock over. But if you're already grounded in yourself, you might lose a few leaves, but you're still secure in your identity. And so that's why we want to learn about these things and empower ourselves. We keep the power to ourselves in yoga therapy. In other practices, we might let others make decisions for us. And that might even be at the expense of your higher self. This might even happen in other religious practices. No shade, but we want to bring that power back to ourselves, empower ourselves to make healthy choices in and out of the medical realm. So, starting with our mind, relaxing, letting go of stress, letting go of other people's energy, and also what we put in our body, our food, our media intake. All of that gives you the power to get deeper within yourself, connect you to your higher self, and make your own choices, your own abilities to heal. And then, if we're not balanced, sometimes the root chakra could disrupt your entire sense of stability and security. This could be amplified during your menstrual cycle, and it could also manifest as feelings of insecurity, fear, instability. And when that's exacerbated with the emotional intensity of the moon cycle, or especially PMDD, you might be stuck in your old ways, unwilling to adapt. And this just could lead to severe emotional distress. And we want to stay positive today. So we won't get into all of the statistics about depression associated with PMDD or periods. However, that is going to come up in another session. Let's focus back on the root chakra. The role is to become grounded, especially around our moon cycle as these storms of hormonal fluctuations take over. We want to be able to cope with these challenges and heightened emotional states. And these tools that I've laid out in this program, especially if you go into that group and find all those yoga practices, exercises, these are all tools that will hopefully allow you to explore where you want to strengthen your root chakra a little more. to enhance your emotional well-being. Sometimes this emotional stability or instability in the root chakra can feel like an erratic, intense, exacerbated, emotionally volatile experience. You might have increased anxiety. So, by grounding this root chakra, we can provide a sense of safety and security. You might feel overwhelmed. Feeling ungrounded might make it challenging to cope with the demands of even simple daily life. Simple tasks that was fine yesterday for you to do might just push you over the edge. And it's okay. By tracking our moon cycle as well, we can see what days and then plan ahead so that maybe next month we schedule time to rest or do something that nourishes our soul instead of putting something outward towards other people. Because when you're hormonally in that place, you might not have anything else to give someone else. So again, your root, it's not just about these things I talked about. It's your home environment, your inner circle, who you relate to and talk to on a daily basis. That's also your root. That's your home, your foundation. And so if you're struggling with something like PMDD or intense PMS or just any of it, are the people that you're surrounding yourself with, your employer, your, partner, family, are they able to understand? Can you have conversations with them about not wanting to maybe pour out so much during that specific day or that time? And hopefully, the goal is to surround ourselves with the right people. So as we heal and grow, it doesn't even have to be something that we consciously choose. The people that are meant for us will come in, and the people that are not will come out. Or sometimes we do have to set hard boundaries, and we'll talk about that when we get to the throat chakra. You might also have difficulty concentrating. Absolutely can relate to this. You see, I can organize a lot of stuff and write it all out and get it together. And then there's 1 or 2 days where as much as I love all this stuff, I'm just like, screw it. I don't want to do any of it. I don't care if the whole thing burns down. I'm just done. And then the next day or a few days later, what was I thinking? I have so much guilt. Of course, I don't want to say screw it to all this work that I've done. And then there's that shame and disconnect. And so having not just a supportive circle of friends around you, but that inner voice, the one that's telling you these words, we want them to pump you up, be the cheerleader instead of the candle blower outer, as Brene Brown calls it. And you might also experience irritability and anger, which actually stems from this root chakra. So, balancing and grounding everything is going to give you the strength to weather those storms. And so, when you're not grounded, this irritability and anger could escalate even more. Trauma is another aspect, which we'll have another discussion on later. But we do see a huge correlation between trauma, the effects that trauma has on the brain. It changes certain chemicals and certain processes in the brain. And we do find that maybe someone who did not have PMDD before, after experiencing trauma, they do experience some of this exacerbated, intense emotions, which could have something to do with that root chakra and not feeling safe or grounded. So, the goal here, the hope is that by balancing some of these things, we can alleviate and soothe and kind of erode some of those mountainous moments and just make them more like smooth rolling hills. Can also allow you to disconnect from your sense of self. So a an imbalanced root chakra, whether it's from trauma or not, will you won't feel like yourself. You won't feel maybe you're at home or belong anywhere. It could be disconnecting from yourself, intensifying feelings of isolation, loneliness, and this could also be really challenging during your moon cycle or after. We can also bring in postpartum depression. So even after having a baby or at different times when these hormone cycles happen, we could feel isolated. And so that's why we're all here together to show support for one another. So if you like someone's picture or if you like their question in the group chat, I encourage you to comment and support so that we feel a little less isolated and alone. The good news is that incorporating grounding practices like meditation, yoga, spending time in nature, and mindfulness techniques can help restore a sense of stability and balance that will support your overall well-being. And again, make sure to check out the guided meditation called Yoga Nidra, which translates to yoga sleep. You'll lie down on your back. You'll want to have a pillow or a rolled up blanket under your knees for a little support because it's about 10 minutes. And you'll be guided to kind of let go of some things in the body, sensations and tension, and then use the breath to deepen and to get as deeply relaxed as you can. I also encourage you to do these self-studies and reflections. That's why we have the daily check-in. It would be awesome if you could do it around the same time every day so that you're starting what we call um, svadhyaya. Svadhyaya is a Sanskrit word for self-discovery, to explore and take accountability for our thoughts, our actions, our emotions. It's not a victim shaming mindset, but once we acknowledge a wrongdoing, whether it was us doing it to ourselves or someone else doing it to us, we can acknowledge the wrongdoing and then we can let it go. And then it's up to us to not go back there. So anytime we catch ourselves reliving or recreating or repeating a pattern, that's where the meditation can come in, the self-reflection, the mindfulness, observing. All right, I see this thought. I recognize that it is valid, and I am absolutely justified to have this thought. But if I want to heal and grow, I need to replace it with a new thought pattern. And so you will see in the journaling exercise that we're going to do that. You'll write on one side the current thought and replace it with a new thought. And I encourage you to ask any questions as you go along. Reach out to me. You can text or email me. And then there is the art portion for the root chakra. Again, bringing in things that make you feel grounded, safe, supported. And so maybe you don't have those things now. As you start drawing and you can draw things that you want to bring in as well. Again, there's no right or wrong way to do this. I hope that that makes sense, that you start to comment and build this community in the chat. And above all else, we are not perfect. So if anything is too much, you don't want to do the self-reflection that day, if you don't want to put it on the paper and you'd want to do a voice memo, I'm open to any of that. Okay, so whatever you want to do. And have compassion with yourself, have grace, forgiveness. This is a beautiful journey, and I'm really happy to have you with me and to have all of us together in this space. So I will now open it up if anyone has any questions on the live Zoom. And if you're watching this on the replay, just comment below in the posts on what questions, or you can send them to me. All right. Do we have any questions today or comments?
I don't have a question, but I think I just like, I don't know, it like resonated with me when you said like accountability and how it's not like it's not like a victim thing, but it's like you're holding like integrity for
Hmm.
yourself, you know? I don't know, it really clicked with me. It like, yeah, like the self-discovery, like that's your integrity to yourself. So, and showing up in like whatever way you need that day, like you said, like if you don't want to like write, do a voice memo. Cause honestly, it's good to like talk it out. Like literally to like talk it out rather than just like write. Like both are great. But yeah, showing up in your integrity that way, like however it is that day. I really like that. Yeah. That's all.
Thanks. Awesome. Yes.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah, and if you do, I actually realized this recently, if you do a voice memo, it will give you the text. It'll translate, AI basically pulls out the text and then you can copy
Really?
and paste that. I know for sure I was able to do it
Oh
on
my
my
gosh.
computer. I'll see
Oh,
if it's the same on the phone.
that's amazing. Wow.
Yeah, I think it's only because I have the voice memo on my phone and then it automatically syncs to the computer. And then I was able to click. Actually, I could show you and then we'll be done. Let's open it. There it is. So, for example, I hover over here. It says week one yoga nidra. And then you highlight it, shows that. But if you click these quotation marks, hmm, okay. Well, it did work. Oh, here they are up top. Yeah, so the quotation mark up top, and then you could edit it. So it's like, no, that's not how I spell my name. I was able to, oh yeah, it's over there. But you can hit edit, you can change, you could copy. Oh, I guess you would want to actually edit is like cutting in the actual memo. So if you wanted to copy, you would hit Command A, Command C, paste it in a doc, and then you could edit it that way if you wanted to take something out or it made a mistake, something like that. But yeah, that's one way to do it. Again, if you have any other suggestions or options or thoughts, just do what makes you feel happy that day. Yeah, thank you again for being a part of this journey with us, and we will see you again in 1 week. Until then, namaste.